Mr. Chairman. Thank you for your testimony today and the challenges you have professionally. And what my questions were, how do we measure the success of what this committee's done and your deployment of that? And I've heard a lot of good things here today, but also have some concerns. I entered this when there was a near miss 11 years ago at SFO, where we came 54 feet with an Air Canada flight landing on 3 loaded planes on a taxiway, and they didn't read the notice to airmen and the whole series. So the first performance standard is, how are we doing on near misses? So when we started this process and reauthorization, and what I'm looking here for is simple measurements, and then I'll have a follow-up question about how we can get into more details. So on simple measurements, if you had a report card on how you're doing in deploying the directions of the assets we gave you, how are you doing? And start with near misses. Do we see any success in fewer of those?
Well, thank you for those questions. The first one, if you don't mind, you asked maybe the most relevant question for today, which is, how do we measure success?
Right.
That's such a critical question that we, the FAA, I'll tell you, we still struggle with it. We can look at objective things in terms of we've deployed, 30% of the, removed 30% of the, 36% of the copper is now fiber. We've deployed our first digital switches and voice switches. And we're going to close a radar acquisition before the end of the year. And we have a 2.5-year time frame on how we'll deploy that. So I could give you a lot of those objective measures of success, but the real measure of success is, are we actually making the NAS safer, right? So, and we're studying ways that we can objectively provide evidence that our modernization efforts are paying fruit in terms of increasing the safety and efficiency of the NAS. So again, great question. Love to talk more about it with you. You asked specifically about near misses. One of the data points that we saw during the lapse was an increase in near misses. And we also saw an increase in surface incursions, which is why we took action to to sort of reduce the workload of our controllers by reducing capacity, reducing system demand in real time. That was a recognition of the risk that we saw. We monitor, we have dashboards now, something I mentioned a fellow by the name of Neil Cohen. He also created these same measurements and dashboards that are now front and center of the FAA's weekly management meetings. So we're looking at the dashboards and looking at our progress on surface runway incursions, on near misses, and TCAS resolution advisory. So I will tell you the trend was going down until the lapse, but unfortunately it has taken a turn in the wrong direction.
Mr. Chairman, I'd love to work with you and our group just to get sort of a report card on simple, easy to measure.
I have it. I'll be happy to share it with you.
All right, and then in more detail, we have over 30 priorities that our office we're able to work with stakeholders, but particularly the workforce and retired workforce members, pilots, air traffic controllers. We submitted questions prior to this hearing to see where we were on each of those. We got a response, but it was, you'd have to have a PhD in aviation engineering, and I don't have the staff or the mental capacity. So I'd love to work with you on that to sort of help us understand things like human factors that the chairman brought up that has been of particular interest to me across the board, and in particular, in the procurement process, and we deal with this in multiple levels of government, technology is not matched to the human factors, whether it's the pilots, the air traffic controllers, the machinists. So how we're working on that, we go with the lowest best bid across government, state and federal level, but it doesn't really deal with the deployment and the necessary training with this new technology. And it was quite obvious in the root cause analysis at the incident at SFO, where the pilots and the air traffic controllers had technology, but they had never been trained fully under the circumstances to understand it and deploy it. So I wonder if you could respond to that, how you're dealing with that part of getting the workforce up, but getting them trained in par with the technology, and having the technology companies as part of the procurement pay for that training or fair share of the training.
Well, thank you for the question. We have just published believe it went out yesterday, our roadmap, our flight plan for 2026 that we've sent to the front line. It outlines 3 key pillars for how we'll have success in 2026. The first pillar is people. Again, making sure we're hiring the best people, giving them the best training, and giving them the best tools, and achieving the best results. That sounds simple, maybe cliche even, but we have a roadmap of 20 different deliverables that we're going to execute on next year in order to unlock progress on our people initiatives. And hopefully that'll improve culture. The second silo, of course, is safety. And there are so much low-hanging fruit that we can bring to bear through some level of FAA reorganization. Today we have safety elements siloed in 8 different lines of business. And they don't talk to each other, sir. They don't collaborate across the FAA agency landscape. In fact, in some ways, they compete against one another. We are going to deconstruct that, and we're going to create an integrated FAA safety process, one FAA safety management system focused on identifying and then mitigating risks quickly. That's on our to-do list. And then finally is modernization. These 3 things will work together to create an FAA that's transparent, accountable, and most importantly, effective. And I think that's really what this committee expects, is an FAA that can deliver effective oversight of the aviation ecosystem and assure the traveling public that they're getting the safest travel experience, bar none.